Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster, and they kinda look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepy pasta. Yep. What's up, guys? We're back today with Scarlet Hollow, and we have some time before we need to meet up with Stella and Kanika at, I believe, the library. We're gonna quick stop by the diner and maybe talk with, I think it was Avery. The diner is a little quiet, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. And everyone is not just staring at me today. Interesting. You slide into the booth. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you exchange words, Winnie fiddles up a fresh mug of tea in hand. I don't remember being introduced to you. Good to know that I know your name. Heard you might need this. My condolences, by the way. Welcome to the Holler. Do let us know if you need anything this week. Will do. Maybe some reading lessons. The answer to 29 down is point, by the way. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that the sound of a pen makes? Wait, pen, like pig pen. Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. It's just something to do to fill the time. But maybe I should switch to Snoopy. Snoopy's actually really good. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you want to really get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. You take a gentle sip of your tea. Sybil was right. You can already feel it begin to ease some of the strain and tension from the last night's events. Wow, color me impressed. Not a lot of folks take a chugga so quickly. I could tell you about last night, but what if you don't believe me? I'm not here to judge, I'm here to listen. You share everything, glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. Monsters in the woods? I may not have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. How exciting. I hadn't pegged you as a transplant. Where are you from? I moved here from Charlotte. Gosh, 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more? I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? Nice. To be honest, I still feel like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Huh. Don't get me wrong, folks here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. Do you regret moving here? Did she just change her gaze to me the moment I asked if he regret moving here? I'm pretty sure she just started glaring at me. I don't think I have the choice to have second thoughts. I'm not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie, and there's no way she's leaving this place. Huh. She is glaring at me. Interesting. Why'd you leave Charlotte, if you don't mind me asking? No, that's cool. I was having some issues with my folks about my education, which wasn't great, especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. I get it. I've felt out of place the whole time I've been here. Folks on the whole have been plenty friendly, but life here is so different than what I'm used to. It's hard to explain, but I just don't feel like I belong. Exactly. There are worse ways to be, but I'm not sure I'll ever entirely feel like I belong here. All of this is kind of exciting, isn't it? Yeah, who knows what's going to happen next, but it sounds like those muscles of yours have already come in handy. If shit hits the fan, I'm going to stick with you. Oh man, it looks like my shift is starting. I hope you're doing a bit better. Maybe the Chaga had... Is it Chaga? I don't know. Chaga had a chance to start working its magic. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Which then means we're gonna head over to the general store. This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. Interesting place. Offer him your boiled peanuts. I am not giving someone boiled peanuts. I wanted to eat the boiled peanuts as a snack. Hi, I'm Shoulder. I just got to town yesterday. Yeah, I know, Mom told me. What's your name? Miles. Got it. Cool. Do you know how to get to the mines? Maps are free. You take a map of the town. The mines are a couple of miles away, but you now have the power to visit your cousin of your own free will. Oh, nice. So if I wanted to buy some chips or something, do I talk to you or Miles sighs? I guess, yeah. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care. Wouldn't that be stealing? If Kanika cares about running this place right, she can hire someone else and let me live my life. We make most of our money on bulk orders anyways. A bag of chips doesn't make a difference. I'm paying for my chips, I insist. I'm not ringing you up. Take them or leave them. I'm not gonna steal. Have it your way. What you doing on your phone? Games. You probably haven't heard of them. See you, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as you turn to leave the general store. That was... Okay, we're gonna go to the library before we go to the mines, because I want to see what all we can find in the library before just deciding to go to the mines and do some stuff on my own. What's with the picture on the wall of the kids playing and it looks like miners carrying a guy tied to a chunk of steel away from a fire? Any other weird pictures? No. Okay, no. I see Gretch in the back over there. Okay. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been covered into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh hey, you made it! Glad you found the place. Hey Shoulder, you look tired. Snitch on Miles. Yeah, it was pretty hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered. I can't say I got a wink myself. Yeah, same. Anyways, I guess we should get started. Hey there, strangers. And a literal stranger. I feel like someone said that to me before. It was Kanika. Kanika did. Yes, okay. Offer him your boiled peanuts. No. Introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Shoulder, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's strong. I'm Oscar, Chief Librarian and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all are too kind, but speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot, and it's practically a magnet for young people. Even honor students aren't free from its call. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I'm gonna say nothing. I feel like if I bring up the ditchlings with her dad right there... Oh, or I'll just say she's fine. I'm sure she's fine. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Oh, we're just gonna tell him anyways. Is that so? Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. That's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster, and they kinda look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Yep. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings. Doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. I'm gonna assume it has something to do with the mine. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. You don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal. And of course, you can always please Gretchen with snacks. Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamities befalling our town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. Just so you know, because I usually skip over the text box and just start reading. Almost every single character I've interacted with today has given me some sort of "get out while you still can" answer. But we're gonna go with the mystical answer. Do you really not feel where all of this is going? The moment their whispers made their way to me, it's like everything started to click into place. A reckoning is coming for this town. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure you do. I'm sure she's fine, really. Don't mind Shoulder. He's been hanging out with Stella too much. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Shoulder, if you see a 13-year-old girl with black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do that. Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our books. Let's get this research party started. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, whatever. Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate. That was until 1895, the largest and finest feat of the architecture in this region, culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918. It was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son, Theodore, his brother Enoch, who had Enoch, and I have no clue. We're just going to call him V, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mines from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Interesting, okay? Oh, I have to read through all these books. I just noticed while I was reading through that, hold on, I gotta hit this button. This thing is evil. Why is it on her computer? It's evil. It's evil. It's evil. Okay, so I read through some of the book options it gave me. The one book kind of went over your pretty much ancestor that originally got the land here, found out there was coal nearby, bought more of the land, and started mining. There was a book in here about some of the little cryptics, and then the one that I read earlier. So I think we're done here. You close the book and put it back. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can roll out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What? What about y'all? Find anything? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Almost on instinct, Stella slams her book shut. Oh, hey, Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Okay. Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Pixel immediately goes to town on Stella's treats. Gretch looks betrayed right now. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Why do you let a paper shredder freely wander the library? Have you seen this little guy's face? How could I say no to that? Okay, we'll just leave the cat be. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about the Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah, apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up mid-air and dropped a couple of bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the same time, government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Right, its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. Good to know. If the bomb is somewhere else, why would there be so many ditchlings here? Yeah, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. Not that we should be looking too hard at the disaster angle. Whatever these creatures are, they're biological. Look, you never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you and doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. They could always be a whole underground society of bomb worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. You lean in and quietly whisper to Stella and Kanika. Do you guys think there's like a cult here? Hear me out. Maybe the ditchlings were actually nudists doing some sort of weird ritual. Har har, very funny. You were there with me last night, Shoulder. You know as well as I do that whatever we saw, it wasn't human. Fine. So about the coal mines here, Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never, sorry. You speak for yourself. I love a good crevice. What happened after the mines collapsed? The book just kind of glosses over that. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow Mines isn't exactly the most ethically ethically run business. I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Carl's Shaw did. Still hasn't let the union in though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. You know, that could be what the ditchlings are warning us about, another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid, and besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Y'all I don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? Huh? No, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a sec. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. You never know. You guys really seem to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name. He got run out of town on a rail, you know. And that's not a figurative of speech. Back then, they actually tied you up to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it over there on the far wall. Oh, okay. Now I figured out what the picture was. Do you think the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? What with the whole warning thing? Good thought, but Tommyknockers live in mines. That's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down though. Tommyknockers are literally just the sounds that happen when a bunch of rocks and wood are about to collapse. Are they the sounds of mysterious creatures pounding on the rocks and support beams with hammers to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know. We should check out the mines. This whole town is built around them. Omens or cryptids. I'd wager they'll be able to find something there. Good idea. There's an awful lot of mines-related stuff in my notes. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you two are suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right? Yeah, totally, 100%. I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. Good, let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Meeks, we're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around, say, a cool abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. That reminds me, there's been this really unsettling miner who's been coming around my mom's tea shop lately. His name is Wayne, and there's something wrong with him, like viscerally wrong. No kidding, he snuck up on us last night and called out to Shoulder by name, sent chills down my spine. I don't know if there's much of a connection, but if we're headed to the mines, we might as well look into him. I'm sure Tabitha's going to love that we're snooping around. Same goes for all of us, honestly. I can't think of a single person in town Tabitha would be happy to see. We'll just have to make sure we don't get caught. We'll be super sneaky. I can even keep lookout. Look at us going out on a caper together. I miss this. I missed it too. Though there is something missing. Reese. I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been. Have you seen him lately? Nope, I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. Hell yeah, let's do it. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. I'll keep you all posted. That took me forever to get to the point of figuring out that I think something's going on at the mines, which I thought something was going on at the mines forever ago. But I think we're going to leave it off there for today, and next time we will come back with Reese's house, who I don't know. But we're going to start there next time. So So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like on it. If you're not subscribing and like watching my stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if there's any other games you want to see me play, leave them down in the comments, and I will try to get to them when I have some free time. But until next time, guys, bye! I love yous.